All right, Blade Show Atlanta 2024 voiceover. This is my journey to Blade Show and what happened at Blade Show. Here we are. This is my first leg of the journey. This is a small airport, about a half hour from my house. Tiny airport, took about 5 minutes to get through security, which is awesome. First plane ride. Luckily, I had aisle seats on both plane rides to Atlanta, which is awesome because I felt less claustrophobic there in the aisle. Didn't film any of the layover because it was really fast. I had to run a little bit. So here we are at baggage claim in Atlanta. Made it, stepped outside. It wasn't as hot as I was expecting. It wasn't quite as humid as I was expecting either. It was nice. So I got picked up by my friend Dan Pinella. Here we are with the guys. We got Roger, Byron, Dan, Wade, and Jason. We were eating dinner here. This is right near the Braves Stadium in Atlanta. Next morning, got picked up in this Lucid electric car. Pretty nice, pretty sweet. Sweet car. I'd never heard of these things before. Probably charging it was a little bit of an issue because it had a different kind of charger that's more, I guess, not as well established as like Tesla chargers. But it's a nice car. Glass ceiling. And here we are walking into Blade Show for the first time. Didn't have early bird passes, so we came a little bit later and didn't have to stand in line very long. By the time we got in there, a lot of the like really good stuff was gone. Like the Koenig table was pretty wiped out. The McNeese table was pretty wiped out. But I wasn't really after any of those things. I actually made my big purchase within like 10 minutes of being at the show. I got in late Friday, and the show was only open for another half hour. But I made my purchase, and you'll see that at the end of the video. Here's a little shot of the pit. This is kind of where everyone hangs out after the show. It's kind of in the courtyard of a hotel that's near the show. Here we are at the traditional pocket knives table. He had a couple prototypes. Here's one, the Appalachian Ridge Runner. It's around the size of the Lake Champlain Barlow. Contoured scales, clip point, nice walk and talk. I really liked it. The jimping is a little different, more grippy on this knife. Good sharpening choil too. Yeah, he's really getting these things dialed in. A couple handle options, the jigged titanium, micarta, thank God, and fat carbon. Here's another one, really interesting. He's kind of going a different direction with these. These are stainless steel bolsters. This one's on the smaller side, which I actually really liked. Even got an easy open notch on these things. These were such a good size. I really like the Indian head shield there. And check out this one with the abalone covers. Freaking beautiful, man. I'm excited about these. I think they're going to be a little bit lower price point because it's stainless steel bolsters instead of titanium, and I think these are going to be pretty popular. Just some random cool shit that I saw. These are some Borka customs. Look at these things. Just insane. They were behind glass. I didn't even want to ask to handle them because I'm pretty sure they would have said no. This was over near the Riot booth. This is not the Grimsmo table. This was another dealer that had some Norsemen here. Man, this was my first time handling a Norseman, and well, I still can't get over the kind of funky blade shape. It was extremely nice. Very snappy detent. Just extreme smoothness. Probably the smoothest, droppiest thing I've ever experienced. And just the finished work is insane. The level of detail on the handles, just the whole thing. I mean, just bonkers. Absolutely insane. I love that machine machined bevel. You can still see those machined lines. This here is a little Surge. What is this thing called? It's the Surge Panchenko. This isn't Surge. What the hell is that thing? No, this thing is from Hawk Knives. Just some other random cool stuff. I'm not even sure what these are. High polished. Here's some XOs. The Wii Cybernetic. It was really nice. I had a little bit of trouble with the top flipper thing. I thought I'd be able to reach around and do that. I couldn't really get it. Maybe I was on the lock bar or something. It just wasn't like really easy to flip. Even with the thumb, it was not like crazy easy to flip. So I don't know. It was nice, but who knows? Wasn't blown away. I found this guy. These are USA made OTFs. Never heard of them before. Kind of remind me of an axial gear OTF a little bit. Really fired hard with pretty minimal blade play. Pretty impressed with these. They were a good price point too. I forget exactly what they were. They had the smooth aluminum and then they had these milled aluminum ones. Deep carry clips. Pretty sleek design. They had some hand ground versions as well. I was really impressed, man. They fired hard. They felt good. Keep an eye out for these guys. Up here at the Hinderer booth, they had some of the new aluminum handled autos. And I was actually pretty impressed. They fired hard. Freaking hard, man. They felt good. I was kind of hoping they'd be a little bit more, I don't know, I guess budget oriented. I thought since they were aluminum handles, they'd be at least probably a little bit significantly cheaper than, like a regular titanium one or an XM18. And they were a little cheaper, but not a whole lot. I think they were like close to 400. Over here at Cold Steel, check this out. I actually really liked this, and I forget what it's called right now. It's a really thin EDC knife with their Atlas lock. It was really snappy, surprisingly snappy on the detent. Very thin, slicey. The Atlas lock tab that you actually grabbed and pulled down was a little slippery. Here's a full titanium 8010. This is the first time they've released it with titanium scales. It's got the Demco kind of signature on there. It was really nice. Not sure what this is. Over at the SOG booth, they had some new stuff. Their version of the Axis lock here, whatever they call it, was surprisingly smooth. Detent feel was not super snappy on these, but not bad either. And I was surprised at how smooth that crossbar lock was. These look like good users. Thin blade stock. The looks like it's called the Diverge, that last one. Here's another with their just crossbar style lock. I think they're trying to do more USA made stuff too, so that's good to see. I'm not sure if those were USA made or not. Couldn't figure out this thing. Could not figure out how to use that. I did not cut myself the entire time, unbelievably. Gillette knives, never heard of these, but I saw this massive folder on the table and I had to take a look. Look at this thing, man. Holy crap. I mean, that is insanely huge.
Huge. Nice.
Over here at Vero, we got to try out the new Nova. This was cool, man. Similar design to his other knives, but it was a little more wide in the handle, I guess. Kind of filled out the hand really nice, with kind of a more deep-bellied drop point blade this time. Felt really good, really, really smooth. You had the deployment windows on both sides, so you can thumb flick or reverse flick it. Also got that little top flipper, or front flipper thing too. And yeah, I think that's going to be popular. I also really like their little fixed blade. I think it's a little, maybe slightly big for me, for what I want for a pocket carry. It was nice. Just some more cool stuff that was behind a glass case here. This might have been at like the Marfione table or something like that. Got some fancy Microtechs. Some more Borkas. At least I think those are Borkas. Over at Vosti, they had a line of prototypes. Not sure the names on any of these. The Corgi? This is the mini Corgi. I owned a Corgi for a little bit. It was the first version of it, and I didn't really like it. But I gotta say, these felt a little snappier and a little better. Here's one with aluminum scales that felt good. Not sure what that one's called. And they had a mini raccoon. Check this out. Mini raccoon with a front flipper. Really good size. Kind of that small knife that feels like a big knife kind of thing with the generous choke-up spot. I liked it. Over here, Murray Customs. Never heard of these guys either, but stopped to check them out. Custom-made knives here in the States. A couple of detents were a little soft, but really nice finish work. Very cool milling. Interesting blade shape on that one. And it's time to go home. The Atlanta airport was so crowded. You had a bomb-stiffing dog there. Looked exactly like my sister and brother-in-law's dog. Taking off out of Atlanta. The trip home was a little rough. I was in window seats the whole time. Just hot, stuffy airplanes. The airports were so crowded. Atlanta and my layover in San Diego. And I was just so beat, man. I was so tired. I was almost like deliriously tired. But I made it. And it was beautiful flying over the city at nighttime. So, for my big purchase, let's check it out. Real quick, just wanted to say how ecstatic I was to meet some of you guys. It's so good to put faces to the names that I've been seeing in the chats and the comments for so long now. I love you guys. You made the show even better. So I walked into Blade Show that first day with only 20 minutes left before it closed on Friday. Went straight to the Grimsmo table. I looked at the Rasks, I looked at the Norsemans, and I knew I had to buy the Rask. This was kind of what I was coming to the Blade Show for. I wasn't sure if I was going to drop the money on it, but I knew I wanted to try it, and if I liked it, it would be hard to say no to. And as soon as I flipped this thing and felt how unbelievably smooth it was, I bought it. I forked over the cash. It was $1,040, the most I've ever spent on a knife. And I'm in love with it, man. You know, this is the first knife I bought on the first day, first table I stopped out, and throughout the rest of the whole weekend, I didn't see a knife that I liked more than this. So I did good. I did really good. Full video coming on this knife, obviously. I'm going to do a full separate video on all the other things that I bought. I bought other things, but this is the main knife that I bought. So full video coming, full review, cut test, all that good stuff. But this thing is just unbelievable. It's number 2900. Nice, cool, even number there. It's just bonkers. It really is just insane. So really extremely happy to finally have Grimsmo in the collection. And that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think down below. Leave me a comment. I'll see you soon.